Ready? ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. One more prayer. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Bhashya. And where we are, page 274 and number 47, or the third paragraph from the top. And we can just repeat a little bit at the end of it. Na apamrityuna mriyante prak praptad ayushah ityarthah. Prak praptat ayushah means before. Prak means before. Praptat before gaining what? The life. Before gaining the life means ayushah means lifespan. Before gaining the lifespan, we are not going to die. Gaining the lifespan means what? What is the before living through the whole life. The allotted lifespan. What is the allotted lifespan? Huh? 100 years. Yeah. Number of breaths in terms of the prana, the vayu. But 100 years is the allotted lifespan for a human being. Anything less is non-acceptable for the Upanishad. So, if we die off, let's say the person dies off at 50, which is half of the allotted lifespan, then we cannot blame the Upanishad. Why? Because Upanishad is flawless. Cannot blame the Upanishad. Why? Because the Upanishad and everybody else who has Shraddha towards the Upanishad will turn around and say, oh, how many samosas did you eat? Samosas means completely things which are, submerged in oil. How many jalebis did you eat? And jalebis, bless their heart, some people eat for breakfast. Okay? Oil and sugar and flour. First thing in the morning. And not anymore. In the early days, they used to eat in Punjab. That was the rich man's breakfast. Rich man, but poor in health. That is what would happen. So then the Upanishad will turn around and say, did you count the jalebis you ate first thing in the morning? Did you count all these things? Don't blame me. I gave you, the Bhagavan has allotted you 100-year lifespan. And then if you cut it short, it's your fault. It's on you. It's not on us. Okay. And therefore, Adi Shankara points this out in the very next sentence. Repeat that, please. So this is what it is, So if you do this prana upasana, this meditation upon prana, upon the life force itself. Life force here is not your next breath. That's not what it is. Life force of me is equal to the life force of you, is equal to the life force of even the cockroach. Correct? We saw that yesterday. And so that kind of a universalization of the life force is equal to the Ishwarization of the life force. Instead of prana, you see Ishvara. And so that is when you start seeing that, then you say, I am the prana in me, I am the prana in you, I am the prana in he, she, it, they. And then you broaden and make it much more diffuse, and you realize that you are praying to Ishvara and not just something which is specific to your own body. You see the universal. And whenever you see the universal, and whenever you see the inevitability, that as long as you breathe, you are alive. Oh, me, not just you, anybody. This becomes a maxim. When you see the inevitability, there is a law. And what is the law? It is an order. It is a manifestation of Bhagavan. Wherever there is law, there is Ishvara. That presence is there, which the Upanishad reveals is you alone. And that's where we are going. Because without really understanding the source, first as separate from oneself, and here also there is no separation, because in the upasana you are saying, I am the prana that is there in every being. And so first you see Ishvara and then you be Ishvara. That is the way the Upanishad is unfolding over here. And so yesterday we saw that the person who does this upasana has a long life. If not in this life, in the next life, definitely you will make it to 100. And then those people who are in their 90s can say, that they must have done this kind of a meditation in their last life. Possible. They are getting the blessings in this life, because you don't know when you will get the results of the karma. So this is but I wonder sometimes if the first meditation phala, the phala of meditation on food actually brings down the ayu. So the two could be cancelling themselves out. Possible. So we'll have to look into that. Because if you meditate upon food as Brahman, you're surrounded by jalebis. And then you eat them and the prana gets affected. So yeah, so it's a 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. That's how the Upanishad manages to be right all the time. So then what happened? Then let us read a little more here. Then going further, na apamrityuna mriyante prak prapta yushaha ityartha. So the person does not die away before the allotted time as a result of this meditation. This is the idea. Then if anybody is wondering what is the allotted time, Adi Shankara talks about it. Let us repeat. Shatam varshani iti tu yuktam. Shatam varshani means what? 100 years. Iti yuktam. This is what is, this is what is appropriate. Sarvam ayuhu eti. Iti shruti prasiddhehe. Yeah, so this is what everybody attains this. Attains this means ideal typically. That if it is undisturbed, if you're not bent upon narrowing your arteries and if you're not bent upon being a butter ball, then this is possible. Ideal typical scenario the Upanishad gives. And then, so this is the idea. Then it says, Kim karanam tasya. What is the reason for this? Prano hi bhutanam ayuhu tasmat sarvayusham uchyate. So the hetu is given. The hetu means the cause why this prana is important is given. Hetu means the cause is given. And what is the cause? The cause is that the full life is which is allotted, and that limit is Bhagavan, and then everything that limit one lives, and then one lives, and then after that what? One dies away naturally. One does not die away before this before the allotted thing is done. So this is Shruti Prasiddhehe. It is understood. What is understood? The same thing is repeated by the Upanishad. Prano hi bhutanam ayuhu. And so why is the reason why the fellow, he or she gets a long life? Because prana is the cause of the lifespan. That same thing is repeated. There's nothing extra here. The same thing is repeated. The first time it was talked about was as a fact. Second time it's talked about is for us to recall. Because the Shruti knows, Upanishad knows that we belong to a multitasking age. And that the mind is in 100 areas. Body is here, but the mind is, what do I have to do next? Where shall I go next? And all these things. So therefore, it repeats it. So it's more of a recall to show that this is there. Prano hi bhutana mayuhu. And then and he gives Adi Shankara gives another hetu here. Yo yad gunakam brahma upasate सह तद्गुण भाक् भवति इति विद्याफलप्राप्तौ हेत्वर्थम punarvachanam prano hi ityadi. So the punarvachanam, the repetition. Where is the repetition? Prano hi bhutanam ayuhu. The repetition, he gives one more reason. And what is the reason? Bhagavan, he says, is not particular about how you worship and in what form you worship. You can say this, I invoke Bhagavan in this stone. And it's not that you're worshipping the stone. You're worshipping that which is invoked. The universal is invoked in the particular. Always it's like that. Because Bhagavan is everything everywhere. So any one thing also becomes Bhagavan. And so then the maxim is this. If you worship Bhagavan in a particular form or a particular function, then that is the phala you get. So you say, Bhagavan, you are Dhanvantari. Dhanvantari. Dhanvantari is the Lord of Health. And this Dhanvantari, Mahavishnu, in the form of the Lord of Health. So during the coronavirus time, you can say, okay, we are invoking you in the form of the Lord of Health. Keep this facility COVID-free, please. Keep this facility free of all amayas, all diseases. But right now we are talking of this particular disease. And therefore, then what happens is that then Mahavishnu in the form of Dhanvantari will give the gift of good health, because that's what you are praying for. You're invoking the Lord of good health, and suddenly you're not going to get money in your account. You know, that's a different kind of a route over there. So what you're going to get? Good health, right? And if you pray for food, you'll get food. And if you pray for the neighbor to not be annoying, then the neighbor stops being annoying. Only this side neighbor becomes annoying, because it's all samsara. So you get what, in whichever form you invoke Bhagavan, yad gunakam upasate. Gunakam means gunaihi, sagunakam brahma, sagunam brahma. So Brahman with form, with any form, anything. That's why we can have so many manifestations of Bhagavan. We are not shy of that. This is not polytheism. This is understanding that one source, nameless and formless, is all pervasive and can be, for the sake of practical purposes and for the sake of removal of fear, sorrow, etc., in the empirical world, can be invoked in any name, any form. And so that is the freedom that one has. So yo means the person who yaha means whosoever, yad gunakam, whichever form upasate they invoke, tad gunakam, in that form alone the blessings, the tad guna bhag bhavati, that person becomes entitled. Bhag means entitled to the blessing in that particular form. They become entitled to that particular form. That's why in English also that adage is there. What is the adage? uh, be careful what you wish for. Why? You may get it, and then you have the whole life to sit and cry about it. So why did I ask for it? What happened over here? And all these kinds of things. And so therefore यः यद्गुणकम् उपासते सः तद्गुणभाग् भवति. In whatever form the person prays for, whatever thing, so you invoke a particular form. That's why Lord Dakshinamurti is for self-knowledge. Self-knowledge, whoever is interested in, invokes the Lord Dakshinamurti. That's why we have a small one here also for invocation purposes. And and then if you say, okay, I want something else. I want some, I'm having a lot of issues with poverty, scarcity mentality. So Lakshmi, I will invoke. And so Lakshmi you invoke, and then you get all the things that Lakshmi's portfolio is evocative of. And this is so that there is a kind of a very sophisticated understanding of Ishvara in many forms and many functions. Because most people want something. Nobody says, I want to know who you are, and I want to know how I am you, how I is equal to you. That's what I really want to know. Very, very, very few people say. Everybody, at least in the beginning, everybody's prarthana, prayer starts with give me, give me, give me. Give me this, give me that, give me this, give me some more of this, give me less of that. Don't give me that, give me this. This is what the prayer is. And so the maxim is, however you invoke Bhagavan, then that's how you get. Because prana, you invoke as prana, and what is prana? Bhutanam ayuhu. And that's why you go saha tad guna bhag bhavati iti. They get that. Why? Vidya phala praptau. Vidya here is not Brahma Vidya. Vidya is upasana. Vidya phala praptau. So any attribute you include as Ishvara, it is Ishvara only. Ishvara is not that attribute. The attribute is not outside of Ishvara. So this is the rule. And so we invoke a particular devata and in a particular form, and you get that, benefit of whatever you want. So yad gunakam brahma upasate saha tad guna bhag bhavati. Guna bhag means you get that. That's why when you invoke Lord Hari, Hari means what? Hurry up. Yes, hurry up and take it away. You just say Hari means take it away. Take it away, take it away, take it away. And so that is the one who takes everything away. And so therefore, like in the mantra, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is the mantra. And the mantra is very interesting because usually that which qualifies as a mantra has to have Namaha and Om in it. Om Mani Padmeham. That Om is there. Or Namaha is there. Om Namah Shivaya. And or there should be Swaha. Some words are there which make it a mantra, like Dakshinamurti, Prayacha Swaha. Namaha is also there, Swaha is also there. And the mantra for Tara also has Swaha at the end of it. So these are all words that signify a mantra. This is how you recognize a mantra. But in Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, is there Namaha? No. Is there Swaha? No. Is there Om? No. Then how is it a mantra? It is a mantra just by the word Hari. That Hare. You know? That Hare Hare, that is itself a mantra. And because that Hari word is there, and Hari means from Hru, to take away. So here you are not asking Bhagavan to give. What are you saying? Take away. Take away. Take away what? Baggage. So much baggage. Excess baggage. So many ragas, so many dveshas. I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. That itself is a suitcase full of all kinds of I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like myself, I don't like this one, I don't like that one. You make a list of all the things and people you don't like. Excess baggage. And then you make a things of all the things you like, but you have not yet been able to gain. Another big suitcase of unfulfilled, unrequited wants. Another baggage. And then what else? So then what else is there? All the resentment. Things that could have, should have, would have gone a certain way but did not. The promotion that was missed by a sliver. And the marriage also that was missed by one step. Because the person of interest went and married somebody else at the last minute. Karma, that's all it is. Because of karma. So all this is baggage, so much baggage. And, with so much baggage, it's a miracle that we are able to function. That we are able to be, qualify as sane and be in this world is itself a big miracle. There is so little of the mind available. And that also there is gone. Focus is not there. This is not there. Old age is setting in. Forgetfulness has come. Forgetfulness comes when? Age 40. Okay? Yeah. And before people used to say, oh, the 40, the new 40, 50 is the new 40. Like that they would say. No longer. In terms of brain aging, at 40 itself it starts. I forgot. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm getting dementia. Everybody is worried about that. Everybody is frightened about that. And so here it's not dementia. It's just that there is the fear of losing one's mind because the mind has a lot of clutter. The suitcases are there. It's just like, when somebody is coming to visit and you haven't cleaned your house. What do? Put everything in the closet and the whole family stands near the door and then closes. The guest comes, it's winter, and they open the door because they want to keep their coat. There is abhisheka of all the things. This is how the mind is. With great difficulty, it's fitting it, it's about to explode. All the baggage is there. This is the kind of a thing. And so, you don't want more things from the Lord. You want him, her, to take it away. Take away, take away. Make me sane again. This is exactly what the thing is. So, Hare. Hare means take away. And take away, take away. Please hurry up and remove all this garbage that I have collected. Non-biodegradable stuff. The resentments, not biodegradable. And so that Sambodhana is there. Hare is vocative. It's if you look at the case, it's the vocative case. Hey you, I mean we are ordering the Lord. It is beautiful. You order, it is a vocative case. Hari is the Pratipadika and Hare is the vocative case. So you are asking, come quickly. and take it away. It's an order. And because in the take it away, there is that itself becomes the mantra, a very sacred mantra, because there is no, because the clutter is giving so much problems, there is no time for pleasantries. Oh, hello, how are you? Can I ask a small thing of you? No time for pleasantries. Hurry, take it away right now. I'm imploding because of this inner garbage. Take it away. So that itself has the force of the mantra, because the hetu is hidden. The garbhita hetu is there. It is hidden, and it is very much hidden. And because it is hidden, it is very much that is it becomes a mantra. It becomes a mantra. And same thing in the Rudra. You say, oh Rudra. Rudra is also another one who takes away everything, okay, that you don't want. Then in the Rudra also another way. You say, oh Rudra, you who are the taker away of everything. Oh Rudra, you have so many baby Rudras working for you. You have a wonderful organization. You're not praising him just like that. You want something there. And what does the Rudram say? Make my life also equally as organized. You have a wonderful establishment of how to take away things in the world. And, in fact, all these people who are minimalists, these, at least in terms of their things. What is that lady's name? Kondo. Marie Kondo. Yeah. They all got this idea from this Hare Rama, Hare Krishna only. Yeah. So we did this a long time ago, where we cleaned what was in the head. You clean the head out. That's the idea. Then your surroundings are naturally clean. Here we have a ulta, we go upside down. We clean the outside and then invite the inner clean. Oh, be theek hai, it's okay. You can do that as well. But in the Shastra, in the teachings, in any of the ancient teachings, you focus here first. You clean everything out here, and then the outside really doesn't matter. Naturally, you will want this, it will reflect in all your actions and how you keep the house, how you keep your room, etc. So this is the idea. So like this, so we have a way of you are inviting or invoking Ishvara as what? I lost the bhasha. Yeah, Sarvayuhu. Sarvayuhu means as the lifespan of all. Yeah, Sarvayu, lifespan of all, and included in the lifespan of all is what? Your own life. Hello. Yes, it's a whole flow. And so Sarvayuhu, lateral, everything. Your own life included within that. And all of them powered by prana. So that means I will live a full life. Tad guna bhag bhavati. I will live a full life. So iti vidya phalapraptau. Vidya means upasana. Vidyayaha phalapraptau. In gaining the fruit. Phala is fruit. The fruit of the ayu. That's why there is a repetition. The second reason for the repetition is to show that gaining the fruit is also what? Full life. Full life alone is there. The full life is already gained. Then further, then the Upanishad says, Tasya Esha Eva, concluding this section, the Upanishad says, Tasya Esha Eva Sharira Atma, Yaf Purvasya, etc. etc. So, Sharira means Sharire Bhavam. Sharire Bhavaha Shariraha. Sharire Bhavaha means that which obtains in the Sharira. Sharira means what? Body. Shiryamana Swabhavat. Included in the meaning of the body is the truth of the body. What is that? What is the truth of the body?
Declining.
Shiryamana Swabhavat means that which comes to an end, that which shru, to disintegrate. Oh, so despondent. This is depressing. Isn't there another word for the body? Deha. Deha, that which is fit to be burned. Dahana yogyatvat, that which is fit to be cremated at the end. That is what it is. So the word, so when you use the word sharira, you know its finitude already. It's a very objective language, Sanskrit. And so, sharire bhavaha, that which is within the body. What is within the body? Shariraha, that's the word. And then what is that which is shariraha? Prana. That prana is, even though it is more pervasive than the body, let us not forget that it is also located within the body, within an individual body. It's that nice polarity, the total and the what is that? The individual. Vyashti Samashti polarity is the beauty, is the ruchi of the Kathopanishad. It's just very, very beautiful. Very, very nice. And so this is the truth of it. The truth of it is that we have here a very nice connection between the individual breath going in and coming out without you having to do anything. It goes in and comes out, and that individual breath is keeping the allotted life within the body. That's why it doesn't all eject and go away. There is the gravitational force that is keeping it intact. There is a karmic force, your own karma. How many years you have brought with you. There is the allotted life, but the karma also can reduce it. Especially if somebody has reduced somebody else's life in a previous life. So maybe that might be one of the karma phalas, who knows. So this is the concluding this, it says, Tasya esha eva sharira atma. And then what is this sharira atma? Here, that which is within the body. Means it is identified with the sharira as though. What is pranamaya? So pranamaya, the vikara of prana, the modification of prana is identified with a particular body. That's why when that particular body's lifespan is gone, only that body dies. It's not that everybody dies. If one person dies, thank God. That's why there is even though it is ashariram, it doesn't have a body of its own. It is ashariraha, no body. But then in each body, it is kind of identified with that body, and it's propelling the life ayu, the allotted lifespan of that particular body, and when it leaves, the body falls. So there is that association with the body. So that's why it is called shariraha. Because we can say as long as the pranamaya is there in the body is alive. Okay. And then further, this is all a repetition. So we can go through it quickly, because we saw how from Annamaya we went to Pranamaya. And so the same thing we are following from Pranamaya to, what's the next one? Manomaya. Yeah. So, tasya purvasya अन्नमयस्य एषः एव शरीरे अन्नमये भवः शारीर आत्मा. So, what does that mean? It's a little caveat. We have come so far. We have disidentified, hopefully, from the gross body and the food that powers it. We have seen food as Bhagavan and prayed to Bhagavan in the form of food, which blesses the body. So there is objectivity and a sense of connection of this body to all the elements, including the food from which it is born, by which it is sustained, to which it goes back. Then we are told to let go of that, because anyontara atma pranamaya. Another atma is there, and what is that other atma? Pranamaya. And pranamaya means what? That it is the modification of the prana. The 5 pranas are included when we saw the head and the tail and all these things we saw, the bird imagery. So, we got a little, the lollipop was taken away from the child and it was given a teddy bear to hold. Who is the child? All the people studying. So, you want to take candy out of the hand of the baby, and people say it's as easy as taking candy from the baby. And those who say that haven't had babies. Okay, yeah. So if a 2-year-old is holding a lollipop, it's not easy. So then you bring a very big teddy bear and then you distract it with the teddy bear and it holds on to the teddy bear and the lollipop drops. And the parents are relieved, okay, no sugar high to deal with, especially at bedtime. So similarly, the Upanishad is doing that to us right now. Yeah. So first the lollipop, that lollipop was what? Annamaya. Then no, that is not the end all and be all. There is something bigger, something more. You go on to, you hold on to prana, because prana, because of prana you breathe. And if you don't breathe, how can you eat? Hello. So Annamaya comes later. Only when you're breathing, you can think of eating. If you're not breathing or if you're having difficulty breathing, where is the food issue? And also another form of prana, which is in the form of samana vayu, is what is required to digest the food. So if there is no samana, how will you digest the food? So prana, being more diffuse, pervades the annamaya, which is gross, pervades the food body, and the place where the mistake, I am as good as the body is made. So then from a small mistake, you go to a slightly bigger mistake. And you say, prana is Ishvara, wonderful. And then another Atma, okay, I am prana. No, there is one more. Now the teddy bear is taken away and a security blankie is going to be given to the baby in the form of what? Manomaya. Okay, so now the Upanishad warns, do not be in a rush. Do not be in a rush to conclude that pranamaya is Atma. Why? You do so at your own peril. You do so at your own peril. Why? Because that's how it is. You can't really say that pranamaya is the Atma. Why? Pranamaya is Atma, but Atma is not pranamaya. There is more to there. Why? Because if you say Atma is pranamaya, then modification of prana means Atma is subject to needing to breathe. Does Atma need to breathe? No. Does Atma need to eat small, frequent meals? No. Does Atma suffer from thirst? No. So, Atma is not, pranamaya is, Atma is, pranamaya is, Atma is not pranamaya. Atma is much more than pranamaya. So, therefore, pranamaya is negated for Atma. And then, if Atma were subject to sleep, hunger, thirst, sickness, Atma is not subject to sickness, then it will become anitya. But we know Atma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, that which is always there and that which is free and forever, which is the forever that I want to be. We know that. And so therefore, this is not true. So therefore, tasmad va etasmad iti adi uktartham anyat. Uktartham anyat. So tasmad va etasmat pranamayat anyontara atma manomayah. This is the vakya, Shruti vakya. And he says, in this everything is uktartham. We have been there before. Tasmat, therefore, why indeed etasmat, this atma is, there is something else bigger to look at. So we have seen this before. The only thing that is Vishesha, Anyat, means Anyat, Anyontara Atma, Anyat Uktartham, Anyat. Anyat is what? Manomaya. So the word Manomaya is the new thing. The other thing, Tasmadva, Tasmad, all this is already there. So we have seen all that. Tasmadva, Tasmad is a refrain. Ityadi Uktartham. Anyat, Manomaya. Manomayat anyat. Other than Manomaya, everything has been talked about before. And then what? Tenaisha purnaha. This pranamaya, this prana body that we talked about, which is a locus of error in coming to the wrong conclusion that the Atma, the I, is subject to illness, sickness, what is that, hyperventilation, etc., etc., hunger, thirst, is not correct, because there is a more subtle and more diffuse Atma there. Another Atma. What is that? Manomaya. Maya, modification, vikara, manaha, mind. So this is even more diffuse and it fills up the pranamaya. The pranamaya is filled by this realm, again a realm of mistake, as we'll see later. But for now, the baby is exchanging the teddy bear. Why? Because the sibling started to cry for the teddy bear. Okay, yeah. So then the sibling wanted the teddy bear. So the baby now has been convinced to exchange the teddy bear for a security blanket, which it is holding on to tightly. And what is this security blanket? Manomaya. Okay, here, take it. You're not going to take this away from me? No, 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 have it. For tonight. Tomorrow we'll see. So like this. So this is Manomaya. What is Manomaya? We'll see. There's a very interesting and elaborate discussion on what this Manomaya is, what it should be, because it is the realm of the mind, and every mind that has studied this Upanishad has a few things to contribute. No, 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 Manomaya should include this. No, 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 it should not include that. Everybody pitches in, all the scholars with their thoughts. And the Tikakara, even though Adi Shankara doesn't raise an objection, Tikakara raises an objection and answers it. So there's a lot in store here in this realm of mistake, in this locus of error, thinking the mind to be I. And this is a very pernicious and a pervasive mistake, because everybody thinks, as long as I can think, mind is me. I am the mind. I'm as good as the mind. That's why when the mind goes away, one gets very scared. That's why one is always, always harvesting and eating goji berries. Goji berries, nobody knew what they were even. They were poor things were growing by themselves in some bushes in the Himalayas. Then they said, okay, we need that. We need what is called antioxidants. And then antioxidants are not just one blanket thing. There are different kinds and they act differently. For short-term recall, for long-term recall, so many kinds of antioxidants are there. And then so you make a berry cocktail. Then you go to South America and harvest acai berries. And then you go somewhere else and then take those berries. And then all these berries you are happily eating that all the time. That is why? Because of the identification with the mind. Nothing should happen to my brain. As long as the brain is there, I am okay. If the brain is compromised, I am gone. And that is a fearful thing. And especially people, who use the mind for their livelihood, like what? Academics. Very much, they can't think of anything else. They're very much identified with the mind. Not able to see or go past that at all. And so therefore, this mind identification itself is fraught with problems, because if Atma is the mind, then it should be forgetting all the time. It should be forgetting itself too, but that doesn't happen. It does not forget itself. It is all knowing. It never says I don't know. And so therefore, mind, mind is Atma. Atma is not the mind. Mind is Atma because everything is Atma. Atma is, everything is Atma, and everything becomes Atma because that means Atma is not any one thing. Okay. So mind is Atma. Atma is not the mind. And then, this is what is going to be said now. Manomaya is explained. So, Anyontara Atma Manomaya. Anyaha, another one. Antaraha, more pervasive, more within. Within means pervasive. Within this pranamaya, but pervading the pranamaya, tenaisha purnaha, filled by that manomaya is the pranamaya. And then what? Same thing. Anvayam Purusha Vidha. Anu Ayam Purusha Vidha. So the prana had a form. Purushakara. Akara means the body of a human being. The prana had. Human body, no, a body. A bird body. But then that bird body was borrowed from the Annamaya. Tasya idameva shiravha. This is what it is. Ayam dakshinah pakshaha, ayam uttarah pakshaha. So that is the original Purushakara. The first one for Annamaya, there is no bird. That was the human being alone. The bird comes in Pranamaya onwards because of the subtlety. You can't really imagine prana with a head and all these things. So it's easier to imagine a bird. And so therefore the Purusha is now invoked in the bird. The person is invoked in the bird. So ayam Purusha Vidhaha. Vidhaha means Purushakaraha. So because of that, a Pranamaya got a form. And then the Pranamaya got the form, and that the same form is, what is that? Anvaya is done. That same form descends also for the Manomaya. Tasya Purusha Vidhatam. Anvayam Purusha Vidhaha. This is the Vishesha. Everything else is as before. This also has a body, that also had a body. How did Pranamaya get its body? From Annamaya. And so that same body inheres, and the same kind. So Manomaya is also going to be embodied. And this embodied Manomaya, the Manomaya that is embodied in a particular way, and we'll see what is the head, etc. There is a long discussion about all this. So then we'll see what he says later on. So Anyontara Atma Manomaya. We have come up to the security blanket. Now, what are the patterns on the security blanket? Are there little animals? Are there sun and moon? Are there little checks or dots? What is the pattern? We are going to see what this Manomaya comprises. And so here, Bhashya, let me just open to that place. We'll read the Bhashya a bit before going further. This is on 49, second line. Manaha iti sankalpadi atmaka antahkaranam tanmayah manomayah yatha annamayah soyam pranamayasya abhyantarah atma. Yeah. So first, before even going to the Shruti Vakya about what constitutes the Manomaya, this realm of error called the mind, where the mind is equated to the I. What constitutes that? Before even going into that discussion, Adi Shankara talks about what is this mind according to the Shastra. What is this mind? What is this mind called? And what does it, what are the ingredients that make up the mind? So we know from studies, from previous studies like Tattva Bodha, etc., what do we know? The mind has, what we call the mind, has got 4 components. What are they? Manaha, 1. And what is that Manaha? Indecisive. Indecisive is the mind. That's why whenever you think of the mind, the only thing to say is never mind. Because one minute it wants to do this, another minute that is a shallow facet of the mind is called Manaha. And the word Manaha is for all of them as well. Like prana includes all the 5 pranas, but it also includes respiration. Same way. So Manaha, this mind, and what is this mind? This mind is the most shallow iteration of it is the one that is constantly going back and forth, back and forth. I think I'll take up Vedanta study. No, why? And then I think I really want to get moksha. How many people get moksha? Come on, shut up, And so like this, I think I have a New Year's resolution. And then what happens? New year gone, resolution also gone. So this is the aspect of the mind that is not resolute, that is always back and forth before it makes up the mind. Then there is a deeper aspect of the mind which is called buddhi, the intellect. And what is that? That is nishchayatmika buddhi. That is the one that is always extremely decisive. When you say, I am going to do this no matter what it takes, definitely I am going to do this. Even though there is some hardship, I am absolutely going to do this. This is buddhi, number 2. Then we have chittam. What is chittam? Emotions. Crying all the time, angry all the time, fearful all the time. All these are emotions. The emotive faculty. And then, what else is the last one? Ahankara, the I notion which owns up the mind. I am, this is me. Buddhi is me. Emotions belong to me. The one that owns it all up is called, what is it called? Ahankara. I notion. For lack of a better term, ego. Okay. So so he says, Manaha iti sankalpa vikalpatma atma antahkarana vritti. So this is vrityatmakam. Vrityatmakam means it's full of that which is full of thoughts. We are not talking of brain, okay? We are talking of that which is full of thoughts. So there is sankalpa, decision, vikalpa, indecision. Various vrittis come, vritti visheshas. This is called manaha, and here buddhi is also included. Because sankalpa and vikalpa means indecision and decision. The decisive faculty buddhi is also included, because buddhi also, what we call the buddhi, another component of the mind, also expresses itself in the form of thoughts. Okay, I have made a decision to take the day off. If somebody says, that is a thought, right? And so that thought is the buddhi, a decisive thought, but a thought nonetheless. And so therefore, the buddhi is also included. Some scholars wrongly associate the buddhi with vijnanam, vijnanamaya. No, vijnanamaya is only the doer. The I transformed into, identified with the notion I am the agent of action, is the next security blanket that's going to be given. Is the next level of error that's going to be discussed. But here, I am as good as the mind. Here, mind includes buddhi, includes emotions, include all the things which express themselves in the form of thoughts. That is what is the mind. Okay. So, there is samshayatmika antahkarana vritti. So, samshayatmika means that which is always doubting itself and doubting others. So, the doubting Thomas is included. Nishchayatmika antahkarana vritti, that which is the decisive thought. Vritti means thought. Other than karta, everything is included in manomaya, a modification of the mind. Other than karta, everything is included. There is a verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Ichha dvesha sukha dukkham sanghatas chetana dhritihi. So ichha, I want this. Dvesha, I don't want this. Sukha, I feel good right now. Dukkha, oh no, I spoke too soon. So all these are included. These are all the vritti visheshas. And all of them are taken here as antahkarana. Antah, inner, karana, instrument. In general, this is what constitutes manomaya. That's why Bhashyakara says, antahkaranam hi sadharanam. Sadharanam means everybody knows. You don't need to read the Shruti to understand I am having sad thoughts. You don't need to do that. The proof of it is in the observing the thoughts themselves. So then So it includes all of the things, antahkarana, as opposed to the senses, which are bahihi. They are outside. The sense organs are also karanas. Karanas means instruments, but here these are antahkaranas, inner instruments, through which you accomplish the thoughts and etc. etc. So, in the Tattva Bodha, each one has a definition: Manaha, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. But here we are taking all the vrittis except the thought, I am the Karta, which is its own can of worms, and it belongs to the next level of error. Okay, belongs to the next level of error. So everything is there. Memory is involved, recollection is involved. Why am I an idiot? These kinds of thoughts are involved, and feelings are involved. And Maya means a modification of these, the thought body is Manomaya. So Tanmayaha, Manomayaha. Yatha Annamayaha, Bhashyakara says, just like we talk of Annamaya, just like we talk of the modification of food, and which is in the form of this body, similarly modification of various thoughts, etc., that constitutes, there is a vikara, there is a modification of what? Various thoughts, etc., and then that is, there are different thoughts, and together they constitute what we call a thought body, which is Manomaya. So what is the difference between Manaha and Manomaya? Huh? What is the difference?
Manomaya it includes all.
Huh?
I take to Manaha.
Yeah.
The I, Manomaya.
Yeah, but what's the difference between Manaha
Maya
and
is
Manomaya?
Maya is the
Mana-
modified mind, right?
Modification means what?
When
Sankalpa Vikalpa.
So it is, this is the idea, that it includes, Manomaya means it's not just the mind. It is a body of thought. It's a body of thought. Body of all kinds of thoughts. And those thoughts modify. And what is this modification? We have to be very clear. They modify into the I. That is the problem. Manomaya. Maya means modification. They modify into the identification. So mana just means sankalpa, vikalpa, etc., etc. That is what is there. But the maya means that there is some kind of an identity established. I am as good as the mind. That is what is the difference between manaha. Manaha, I have a mind, no problem. Most of the days I have a mind. And then rest of the days don't ask. And then I have a mind. But then what is manomaya? It is I am the mind. That's the difference. Did you understand? Yeah. And let us look at the Moola now. Let us see. तस्य यजुरेव शिरः ऋग्दक्षिणः पक्षः सामोत्तरः पक्षः आदेश आत्मा अथर्वाङ्गिरसः पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. Here the bird has come. The bird, which is here to depict the Manomaya kosha. Kosha means a locus of error. To depict what this thing constitutes, has arrived. What has arrived? The bird has arrived. And this bird is a very difficult bird to catch. This bird is very difficult to catch. Why? Because with great difficulty I have understood what is this Manomaya. It includes the thought body, and the thought body includes the thoughts are me. That kind of a body, the modification of that is Manomaya. With great difficulty I have understood. And the Upanishad says, then the head of this bird should be what? Before we go to the Upanishad, the head of the bird should be a thought. I am a nobody. Because that's what everybody feels. Then the left wing should be, I wish I were a somebody. And the right wing should be, I think I'll get there. And the tail should be Atma Ajnanam, which is supporting all these things. But that's not it is. Here there is a sudden shock, not even a surprise. Tasya Yajure Vashiraha. Yajurveda is the head of this thought body. So sacred. Yajurveda is the head. Tasya Yajureva Shiraha, Rig Dakshinah Pakshaha, and the two wings are Rigveda and Samaveda. And the sages that channel the Vedas, Atharva, Angiras, etc., these are the sages who are accredited with channeling the message, the mantras of the Veda in deep states of meditation. They are seen as the tail. Because of them, we have been given the Vedas. Here is a major disconnect. A terrible disconnect. Why is there a terrible disconnect? Because what am I to do with this information? Because what have I understood as Manomaya? I am as good as the mind. And the mind includes all the thoughts, all the, useless thoughts, Ichha, Dvesha, Sukha, Dukkha, everything. And the Maya means it is modified into I am as good as the mind. This is Manomaya. And how can its head be Yajurveda? How can its head be Yajurveda? Are you in your right mind or what? And then you kind of do a double take. But yes, it says, Tasya Yajureva Shiraha. Eva, there is Eva. In other places, there is no Eva. Eva means only Yajurveda is its head. Yeah. This is a master stroke by the Upanishad. She doesn't like to hear you complain. Definition of the jiva is one that has complaints. Yeah, human jiva. Nobody else, only a human being complains. Nobody else complains. Cats, dogs, trees, everybody is going about their business, going about their day. We have the free will which we use to complain. This is what we do. Instead of using it to pray, instead of using it for any other purpose, we use it to keep on complaining. Not even one complaint and done. No, not one and done. Constantly complain. Either we complain about others or we complain about ourselves, which is self-critique. Upanishad says, this is such a waste of time, y'all. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm not going to deify it as the head of the bird. Then you will take that for granted. You'll take that to be real. Upanishad does not deal with anything that is non-existent. And these complaints are from the standpoint of the absolute reality, non-existent. Even when you sleep, for example, there are no complaints. There are no complaints from you, but even others around you who are awake are not complaining about you because you are asleep. Okay? Yeah. Because your complaint, that you complain, is the source of their complaint. So, now, in sleep there is no complaint. Why? That means it's not a permanent quality or lakshana or a definition of the I. I is not equal to complaints because I can be without complaints. When I'm eating something nice, no complaints. In fact, if you serve food, the whole room becomes quiet. They stop complaining. Then you say, okay, the food must be tasty because everybody has stopped talking. No complaints. In sleep, no complaints. If you're doing a favorite activity like taking a walk, looking at nature, no complaints. In fact, very few people have complaints about nature. Very few. Usually when you look at a tree or look at a mountain or look at the water in any form, lake, ocean, anything, the complaints go away because you are not expecting them to make you a cup of coffee just as you like. Okay. You don't expect the tree to, branch out and then give you a cup of coffee. You don't expect that. So when the expectations are not there, and when they are, and you don't expect the mango tree to grow near the ocean, and you don't expect the oak tree to have mango fruits. This is how it is. and you are able to take it in stride. And so when the expectations are not so much, unmanageable expectations, when they are not there, then it is easy to be in touch with a self that is already pleased. The pleased self, which is you, is naturally free of complaints. So the complaints are an interloper, an imposter. And what is this imposter? The imposter that wants to sneak in, and it's as though a superimposition of the on the I, which is naturally free of all complaints. So the Upanishad does not want to deify that and say the head of the bird is equal to all your complaints. Left wing is the raga, right wing is the dvesha. No, the Upanishad doesn't see it at all. The Upanishad goes straight to the Vedas. Why? Because when the sages, who are objective, and who were sitting in meditation, what were their thoughts? Vedas were the thoughts. So you cannot say, I am from Iceland, I have never heard of Yajurveda. How can my thought body, how can the head of my Manomaya be Yajurveda? No, you can't say that. Veda means something sacred, knowledge. Veda means knowledge, sacred. This is for the whole humanity. This is not just for people born in India. And even if you have never heard of the Veda, still the head of your thought body is nothing but what? Veda alone. Yajurveda. How nice? In and through the complaints, the truth of the complaint is the Veda. That's how the Upanishad does not, even for a second, waver and identify with the distress of the jiva. Not for a second. So, tasya yajureva shiraha. So, Yajurveda is the head. And the other two wings, left wing, right wing, right wing, left wing are Rig and Sama. 3 Vedas. Atharva Veda is the Atharva and Angiras. Angiras is the sage. Atharva you can take as the Veda. Atharva is also the name of a sage. Either way, the 4th Veda becomes the tail, upholding the other 3. In fact, that's what the Atharva Veda does. It upholds the validity of the other 3. That's what it does. And so here, Atharvangirasaf Ucham Pratishtha. And very, very nice. Yeah. And then you say, out of all the Vedas, why do you say Yajurveda is the best, east or west? You say Yajurveda is the head, because head means it is Mukhya. Because in order to do a fire ritual offering, the mantras should be accompanied by the word Swaha. I let go. I am giving it to you. Okay. Yeah. Some nice laddus were there, made of sesame and jaggery balls. Nice ones. And then one small boy, he said, I also want to offer. And so they said, okay, no problem, sit here. So he sat with his father, and the father gave one laddu to offer. And he went to put it, he could not. He wanted to eat it and say aha, not put it in there and say swaha. Didn't want to put it. And again, and then the father finally, the mantras are going by, the father finally held the hand and made him shake it off into the fire. So, the word swaha means I let go. You see why you have to say that? Because everybody, that little boy expressed what everybody is feeling. Because some delicious things are there in the yajna. There is a kind of a mix. It is called panchakajjaya. Very tasty. It's got beaten rice and then some coconut. See all the ingredients, gluten-free, very nice. And it's and then what else does it have? It has jaggery and some nuts and some raisins and dry fruits and some other things. Five ingredients. And that also you just do that. And here itself in Eugene, again I saw one small child putting one and then eating. Parents are horrified. Parents are, what are you doing? I think it was a girl, not a boy. So one for me, one for you, being very fair. So swaha, I let go. This is not mine anymore. It was never mine to begin with. I let go. This is important to say. It's important to make it into a social fact and say in so many words, I let go. What does that mean? That means that we have to have the word swaha before the offering of the mantras. And where does the word swaha occur? Yajurveda. Only in the Yajurveda. No other Veda has the word swaha. Oh, but I don't like the word swaha. Okay, you can use the word vashat. Vashat means it has been destroyed for me. It is no longer mine. It's an intense swaha. Swaha, I let go, but it is still there and I can look longingly at it. Vashat means I have burned it. It's no longer in existence. Vashatkara and Swahakara. These two, kara means the sound. Yeah, so the sounds of Swaha and Vashat must be there. You can't just, light up a fire and keep putting whatever. These mantras should have this Swaha and Vashat. And when you hear the words, then you offer. That is how it is. And both of those are in the Yajurveda alone. That's one of the reasons that makes Yajurveda special. Because when you offer with that intention and hearing the word and enunciating the word Swaha or Vashat, then there is Apurva created. Apurva means Punya. Something happens where it is believed that the offerings are received, converted into good fortune for you, and mailed already. Yeah, it's already in the mail. When will it get here? It either in this life or in the next. We don't know when. It will get there. So for this reason, the Yajurveda, these two reasons. The first reason is what? Because the words I let go and this is no longer mine, this dravya is destroyed for me, it is yours, is there only in the Yajurveda. Then the second reason, what is the second reason? The second reason is because it is the means through which punya is created. And that is contested. Both these points will be contested when in our next class. When is that? Let me look at the calendar and tell you right now. Calendar, let's see. What is today? 9th. No, 8th. Okay, yeah. So, let us do next 2 weeks. I'm, Bahamas. So, Bahamas and then traveling from Bahamas. So, that won't work. How about the 28th and the 29th? We'll have a repeat performance of what we did. The timing will be slightly different. That's all. Yeah. So that is the thing. There is a question here. Living without expectation from anyone is equal to peaceful life. Can we use the free will in this way? Yeah, but very, very hard. Don't say I want to live without expectation because that's a setup for disaster. So instead say, I will have expectations, but I will learn how to manage them if they don't come true. Yeah, that is better. All right, yeah. So let's
So-
take a 15-minute break. Yeah, another question?
Yes, Swaminiji.
Yes.
You said Vijnanamaya is the Kartha. So does that
Kartrutva.
mean
Yeah.
the Kartrutva Buddhi? So the Manaha, Chittam and Buddhi are included in Manomaya and Ahankara is included in Vijnanamaya?
No. Ahankara is also there. But the thing is, because without Ahankara, how can you own up as this is my thought? The Ahankara is split here. Part of the Ahankara is in Manomaya and part of it in Vijnana and Anandamaya. Okay?
Oh,
Ahankara
okay.
is common to all three Mayas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, Swaminiji. Thank you.
Yeah. Because thoughts also you have to own up. The owner upper is called, what is it called? The Ahankara. The one that says, this is me, this is mine. Okay. Arati? Yeah. Are you logged on?
Yes, Swami.
There it is. Okay. विद्महे सुनाय धीमहि शिवमार्गप्रणेतारं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवम् ॐ कर्त्रीं जगद्धात्रीं जगत्संहारकारिणीं मुनिभिः संस्तुतां भद्रां वन्दे त्वां मोक्षदायिनीम् माङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणे नमोऽस्तु ते। य विद्महे देवाय धीमहि प्रचोदयात् सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां सर्वलोकानां चक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि प्रचोदयात् देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं तं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः प्रसूर्यो भाति चन्द्रतारकं देवां विद्युतो भान्तितो यमग्निः तमेव भान्तं भाति तस्य भासा सर्वं संविभाति। हर हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव। We come back.
Tea outside for everybody.
How are you? Very good.